Welcome to Primordial Flows, where we tend to our primordial flows. Hello and welcome. So, I'm tuning into the energies here, and if you'd like to consent to connect energies to receive this message more fully, please do that now. And yeah, as I was kind of meditating before this, there was these kind of these waves of energy, like almost like rolling hills, that feeling of rolling hills. This like wavy earth energy that I felt kind of moving through me, through my arms, and rippling forward. Whew. Yeah. Which is interesting because earth energy is a dense energy. So these ripples, these energetic ripples are, it feels like they're emerging from the earth. So there's something rippling out. But it also feels like maybe it's the water in the earth that's rippling out. Like consciousness. Like a fluid consciousness of the earth rippling out. So maybe you feel like what I felt in that was a sense of like a sense of like power, of my own internal power rippling out. Like a sense of sovereignty and choice and agency, like from the core of my essence. That's where this is coming from. And so that being this energy, I don't want to say force, because with power, I feel like it's a moving with our interbeing that Thich Nhat Hanh describes, the interbeing. So maybe you've been feeling more connected to your core essence, and maybe you're feeling that moving out. Maybe it's just moving out in an energetic way, and then as that ripples, the unfoldment, the manifestation, the materialization will come from that. So I want to just invite us to connect with our breaths. I'm kind of being turned away from visuals today and more into the sense of presence. This sense of presence and consciousness that Ramana Maharshi describes. Like this unchanging stillness permeating everything, from which all phenomena emerges from and returns to. And so the invitation is to Become present with that as our self, as our larger self. And what flows from here. I'm hearing wind outside. So there could be rushing and blowing thoughts, blowing through this sense of presence, blustering through. So I just received a message to some kind of message to reactivate one of my accounts. And so there might be something reactivating. You might be receiving a message to reactivate something in your life that maybe you thought you didn't need. I'm noticing the boughs of the trees. I know I said I wasn't drawn to internal or to visuals, and I think that was internal visuals and kind of attuning to presence in the environment around me. I'm just noticing, being in the flow of just noticing presence. So I invite you to just notice what's around you, whether you're in nature or inside, or maybe you have some plants or things that can help connect you with nature or food. Just noticing what colors and textures you're drawn to in the environment. I'm kind of noticing like this sense of the leaves changing. Well, first it was like the boughs of the trees going down and then swooping back up at the tips. It feels, when I do that with my hands, it feels like a sense of like balancing, maybe coming to a halt, stop, like the sense when you put your hands up and it's like that gesture of stop, like don't come any further. And then I'm noticing colors and of the leaves changing and dying. And so there's this sense of like right before the rotting, it's like the golden color. It's like a golden brown color that I'm noticing. So maybe you're noticing like things slowing down or the need to slow down, to stop for this kind of disintegration. I'm in the northern hemisphere of the planet, and so now the leaves are changing and it's kind of before winter, before hibernation period. And Okay, we had to pause because I had to go to the bathroom and now we're back. So yeah, feeling into this energy of slowing down, like steady, finding a steadiness, rebalancing, the sense of rebalancing as things fall and are released. And like going to the bathroom, things go to be disintegrated, to return to the earth in one way or another. So after receiving the nourishment and the nutrients, metabolizing it, digesting it, and then returning, allowing it to return to the earth, allowing the matter return to the earth. Returning to source, returning to that larger self. And now we've reached the place of soil. And darkness. Breaking down and creating a rich soil. Okay, so with that I feel a need to break things down. I feel like the energy is wanting to break down. To become rich soil, full of minerals and all the amazing things soil is filled with. If you know more about that, I'd love to hear. I'm sure others would too. And the balance. Finding the balance amidst a web that's saturated with like synthetic matter. Instead of organic matter. And maybe it's like organic synthetic matter, like in the sense of an organic material that's been extracted and created into, it's kind of been separated from its cultural or environmental or spiritual context and essence into like a being one thing. It's reduced to like a one-dimensional thing. And then re-entering the fabric of wholeness and oneness can be challenging after being reduced to one thing. Imagine if that happened to you. Maybe it did in some way. Maybe a part of you or all of you was reduced to only seeing yourself in one way, only being one thing. And so Or maybe a situation, maybe things in your life you're having to let go of. Maybe you've only looked at it from one way, when the soil, what I'm feeling is the soil is calling us into a multi-dimensional understanding, being able to see things from different perspectives in order to reintegrate into the whole. As I say that, I'm hearing like a sizzle, like eggs frying in the pan or something. Like it feels like that's sizzling. Maybe you're vegetarian or vegan or something, but that's kind of the feeling I got. In which case, maybe it's something else that's sizzling. But it felt like something frying in oil. Do you like to fry things in oil? Let me know what your favorite fried things are. Okay. Yeah, so I closed my eyes and I saw this image of a mountain and like streams running down the mountain. I feel myself kind of being pulled into doing other things, like my energy being pulled into all the other things that I have to do. And so maybe you feel like that. Maybe you're finding it hard to be present and come into presence with this. So let's ground. Speaking of soil and mountains and earth, let's ground, dropping our cord of energy, our root system down from our coccyx down into the center of the earth. Imagining a crystalline root system, secured and anchored, feeling a little tug of that anchor of that root system supporting and lifting you up. Yeah, with this wind, I'm still feeling the sense of like being pulled in different directions and almost like flowing with the wind, or like dodging the wind or dodging different things. So maybe that's how you feel, like but it's, yeah, I want to like turn it into some sort of dance metaphor, but maybe to where it's a little more conscious and fluid, but maybe you have been feeling that, like a sense of chaos, like and so I want to invite maybe some movement if you want, even if it's just with your hands. How does it feel to be moved by the wind, to be moved by this energy, either through its force or through your avoidance of it? Noticing the difference in how that feels. Being moved by it, and then being moved in avoidance of it, and then just noticing the difference for you. I'm noticing some different things for me. Now imagining how it feels to move that energy. That feels kind of like the rolling hills at the beginning for me. And now, how does it feel to dance with it, to become one with it? To be the mover and the moved. Let's feel into that for a bit. I hear the wind picking up, the trees picking up. Imagining if you are the wind and the tree. And as you do this, I'm going to introduce one more thing. Can you feel into the stillness that holds all of this movement? Can you be aware of both simultaneously? And just notice how that feels. To be the stillness, to be the mover, to be the moved. I'm hearing this is the trifecta of presence. So this is the message. If you like to turn on some music and be moved by the music while becoming the music and feeling into the eternal stillness that it all is moving through, the vibrations of sound and movement. Yeah, I invite you to continue with this, continue practicing this with some music if you're feeling drawn to. But that's all I have for today in this message. Until next time.